Yeah.
I've been doing theater. No, I've been doing theater. Oh god. Okay, so my first play that I ever did was in elementary school.
I've been doing theater since middle school.
I started doing theater when I was a sophomore in high school.
So I've been doing it for 5 years.
I guess that makes me 16, right? And I'm going to be 25.
Like 6 years?
Almost 9 years.
7, 8 years?
Like consecutively.
8.5, 9 years.
A long time.
I loved it since like kindergarten. My school put on, what did they put on? The Lion King.
I was an athlete all my life. I was like, I was going to the NBA in my little head.
I started dancing when I was 3. And I got pretty good. I mean, like that sounds so stupid, but I was pretty good at dancing.
Yeah, and like I applauded like really loudly, and then I looked over at my teacher, and she was like, "Shh," and I was like, because like we had to be dead quiet during the performance. I don't know.
Okay.
Got to that point where I was just not doing the thing that they needed me to do.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time was running cross country, and like my time was split a lot. And I just watched my older brother when I was a freshman start to do theater and be fantastic and like find a lot of love in it, a lot of joy in it, and a lot of talent that like just came out of him.
And I had that fire in me where I'd watch other people act, and I'd be like, I can do that.
Mm-hmm.
And so he started doing theater, and I started to watch him do theater, and I was like, that's a really cool thing. I think I can do that. And so I did. I auditioned for Taming of the Shrew, and I was cast as Petruchio, and I'd never acted before, and I was like way in over my head.
I would always I loved watching other people do art. I knew that I would look at them and go, God, they're so, like watching a dancer, oh my God, she's so beautiful. Watching a performer, oh my God, I could do that. I want to be up there doing that part too. I know that I can do it.
There's a moment where we had our first cross, and it was like a huge theater. It's like in Evansville, this huge, massive theater. I don't know how many people it holds, a couple thousand at least, huge. And so like you can't see everything because the lights are so bright. And I just remember like having like a moment of thinking like, this is what I'm gonna do. This is when I decided this is what I'm gonna do for at least at least all my high school and college career. That's what I knew I was gonna do.
And so I was hooked. I was hooked from there.
Middle school, I didn't do any theater.
Why?
I was a very unhappy person in middle school. I had that like awkward. You're like smiling at me. I did that.
I just want to know.
It's just like that awkward in between time when you're a teenager and you're trying to find yourself. And I hated everything in the world, to be quite honest.
Well, theater took me to college in a lot of ways.
Theater's taken me to school. It's taken me abroad.
Theater has taken me. Theater has taken me to be the person that I want to be. I came into theater wanting to be more than I am, because I would look at those performers and I'd be like, I want to be that.
Theater's taken me a lot farther than I thought it would ever, because it started out just being something I really enjoyed.
I met the love of my life doing theater. You probably won't see this, right?
No, it's for my class.
So I bought an engagement ring on Saturday,
I know.
and I drove up to Fresno on Sunday, and I plan on proposing as early as next week. We're trying to like figure it out.
That's awesome.
So theater will continue to take me many places, I think, because it'll be a big part of our life together. She's an actress in the Bay Area right now. So theater continues to take me through my life in a way, and it's been like this guiding force in my life that I've kind of like avoided and always thought of when I was a kid. I thought of it as a hobby. I was not planning on doing it in college, and like it took me up and was like, no, keep doing this thing.
I don't know, theater has made me a better person, I think. It's made me listen more. I think it's opened my heart a huge amount. And that's just based off of people I know that don't do theater, who don't use that empathy skill enough. And we think that's kind of prevalent in our world right now as well. Just there's a lot of hate going on, and that's not great.
And then in middle school, the idea completely fell off of my brain.
Yeah.
I don't really know why. I loved art, but I didn't know it at the time, I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like in elementary school, I knew that I loved it.
Got the courage to tell my father, who I thought would react, with hesitation, but said with a certain degree of gravity and support. As long as you do it 100%, like, I'm going to support you. But if for a moment I think that you're not putting your whole self into it, I'm going to tell you to stop. And that really like carried me through. That was like a gust of wind in my sails. It was fantastic, going into auditions and everything.
My voice teacher back home is like the most wonderful man you've ever met in your life, and his name's Mr. Hoover. And he kind of planted seeds throughout my entire life, and to try to summarize what he's taught me is kind of impossible.
It took a while to get here, you know what I mean, to be who I am, because I feel, maybe it's only me, but I feel like we kind of go through a phase, just like being human, where when you're a kid, you don't think about who you are, you just are who you are. And then as you grow older and other people's influences and opinions begin to mean more to you, you start to question who you are, you start to try to mold yourself to their image and their opinions and their judgment.
But one thing I always remember him saying to me is, you don't make a plant grow by cutting it down. And that's always kind of stuck with me. It's like, if we want to get better and we want to grow this art form, we can't keep cutting each other down and being negative towards each other.
I think one that's been on a lot of our minds in the grad program is the lesson that you are enough, which has been really important to me on stage recently. And it's weird to think as a new idea at 24 or 23 last year, but I think it is a radical idea in our society that you are enough. And it's an idea that came to me through art.
It was like, as a kid, I was like me, crazy, wild, free, did my own thing. People have always called me weird, and I've always kind of been like, I'm not that weird, but I just kind of learned to own it, you know what I mean? I'm like, well, if you think I'm weird, then you're like, yeah, I'm the weird kid, I guess.
There's so much negativity just anywhere, and that any light we can shed to be a little bit more grateful is necessary.
How would you define art?
I think art is a very personal experience that is made public for the bettering of the world.
Now I wish I could write something about these things too. But I guess I will conjure up something and not worry about the profundity of it. I think it's about the human experience being portrayed by humans in a reflective way. That's all you need, right?
Maybe. I think that. It's very personal. Which is so weird, because we're artists are so sensitive. And we put out art, and then it gets criticized. But it's like, we still feel like it needs to be shown and it needs to be shared in order for conversations to be happening. I think art creates joy in the world, freedom of expression that you don't get in like math and science and those kinds of things.
Yeah, I think it's a vehicle for connection, and it must be. I think when it becomes a vehicle for vanity or separation, it stops being art and starts being something political. If we can make it about bringing us together, even if it's, hey, you need to look at this thing because like you are ignorant to this and this is going on and this is no good. That's still bringing us. That's still in the spirit of. So now you can come in. So now we can come together. So
Yeah.
I think it's about connectivity.
And I think there's something so important about us being whole humans. I think art is essential to a full life.
Yeah, I would look at these people and think, they're so confidently who they are. They can like share their voice, they can make their art, they can be who they are, and not care. Like look at how happy they are. Look at how big they are.
And if you're lacking art, I think you're lacking a lot of love that there can be in the world. I think you're lacking perspective and joy and creativity and a freedom of expression.